Page, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. The Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City proceedings will begin. The board is now in session. If you're in possession of any type of electronic device, please place said device on the off or silent mode during proceedings. When called to testify before the board, please be prepared to be sworn in, say your name, and spell your name for the record. Mr. Chairman, there are a few preliminary matters on the docket before we get started. The very first case, rules and regulations announcement. The board sent notification to the public over 2 weeks ago where they would be adopting the board's rules and regulations and calling for an effective date. This matter will be postponed and will be heard no later than 45 days. Mr. Chairman, are there any other items before we move to the regular docket?
Yes. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. The board this morning is, before we begin, saying goodbye to one of our cherished members, our Deputy Executive Secretary, Nick Blendy, who's in the back there. And we want to thank Nick for his time with us, his service, his dedication, and all the good advice that you gave the commissioners during your time here. Nick's moving to the office of the city sheriff to be an assistant sheriff, and he will be able to arrest us soon if he finds us out of place. But we're hopeful not. And he's developed a number of disguises to go with his new job as well, apparently. But Nick, sincerely, thank you. You were terrific. It's been a pleasure to work with you. I think I speak for the other commissioners when I say that we're really grateful for the hard work that you put in and the assistance you gave to Doug on a daily basis and to us when we were in doing our job. So thank you very, very much. Good luck to you, your family. Happy holidays. We hope to see you soon.
Yes. And Shirley, I just wanted to say thank you. I'm the newest commissioner. You really helped me get acclimated with the process and with the board, so thank you for everything you've done.
Yeah, I just piggyback what Granville said. When I first came aboard, the door was open, you were a big help, you were dedicated to the liquor board, and I want to thank you for your service.
We appreciate it.
Great place with great staff. I'll be done speaking.
Okay, all right, let's make that our gratitude part of the record. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll move to the regular items on the docket. Preliminary matter. Case number 13 on the docket. 1525-27 Ramsey Street. This case has been postponed and will be called at a later date and time. Case number 1, Cocktails at the Mill. Please come forward. Cocktails at the Mill, trade name pending, 2636 West North Avenue, Marketplace license. B, beer, wine, and liquor, an application for a new Marketplace beer, wine, and liquor license under Article 12-1001.3, requiring $1 million in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, 5 or more outlets for preparing and serving regular meals that may be consumed by patrons in a common eating area or anywhere else on premises, a minimum seating capacity for 75 individuals, a minimum seating capacity for 200 individuals, a maximum seating capacity for 500 individuals as determined by Baltimore City Fire Department, and 51% food sales. The application is also requesting live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premise catering. Mr. Chairman.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Meldon Dickens.
Is that red light on your microphone out there?
No, sir.
If you see the 2 little things in front of you on the right, if you push that? Did the red light come on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you state your name again, please?
Meldon Dickens.
Mr. Dickens, will you raise your right hand? We're going to swear you in.
I swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that he gives and the statements that he makes are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning. Mr. Dickens,
morning.
what is, you are one of the applicants for this Marketplace license?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I am.
And can you tell us about this, what the plans are?
Yes, sir. So we actually have put a lot of investment in this particular place. It is Mill on the North. It will be a food hall concept, 7 restaurants, sort of a courtyard style, similar to what you may see in the mall. It's in West North Avenue, where we're doing, 2020, we put a $20 million apartment building there, and the bottom of this apartment building is actually where this facility is going. There is a number of investments that we're doing. We're refurbishing houses along that corridor as well. We have something called the West North Avenue Revitalization Project, where we're doing about 30 houses that we're rehabbing in that part of the area. Also adjacent to Coppin State University, where we will have partnership with the university that hopefully some of the students and faculty will use this facility. In that particular part of the corridor, there hadn't been a sit-down sort of restaurant type style place to eat in quite some time. So the cocktail piece of it is just more for social events, maybe some entertainment, music, that kind of thing. Not a club type setting, but more.
Will there be a central bar?
Yes, sir. So the bar is actually seated in the facility where the 7 restaurants will be, off to the left. I think around the actual bar, maybe you can get about 20 patrons at one time sitting around the bar. Cocktails, so really cocktails, no necessarily hard alcohol, mostly wine, cocktail, mixed drinks, that kind
What
of thing.
would the hours be for the marketplace?
So the alcohol service probably won't start till noon, but the entire facility, we're having, some of the vendors will be open from 7 a.m. Some of them will serve breakfast, 9 p.m. on, during the week, and then maybe 10 p.m. on the weekends.
And do we have in our record your investment and seating and the other criteria?
Yes, sir.
Do we have all that, though? We do. Make sure that we. Can you estimate for us what the amount of the investment is at this point?
So the overall project for the food hall was about $3.2 million to build that out. We're actually over budget. We're about $500,000 over budget, obviously construction costs and things, but that's the total investment at this point. There will be, as I said, 7 in the entire facility, so I'm just kind of giving you the background. All of the vendors have a connection to Baltimore City and are excited about kind of being in this part of the neighborhood where there's some reinvestment and sort of kind of trying to rebuild what Baltimore once historically had.
Okay. So I'm looking at a diagram that's in our record. It shows 134 total interior seats.
Yes.
So that meets our 75-person minimum. Okay. The commissioners have any questions?
So is all the alcohol going to be served at the bar, or do the vendors have the ability to sell alcohol?
No, just the bar.
Just the bar?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is, I'm trying to describe something some of you may have, I don't know if you're familiar with Belvedere Square, our house.
Our house, yeah.
Similar, yes, exactly. So, smaller concept, we won't have as many stalls, we only have 7 stalls, well, 6, and then including the cocktail bar, but similar concept. Folks who come in, they can get their drink at the bar, maybe go sit at the table, get food from one of the other restaurants, but no, the bar would be only establishment serving alcohol.
Yeah, I'm just curious, since I've been in our house a few times. So it seems like the vendors change from time to time. Is
Yes,
it
sir.
a limited lease that they get, or what?
So right now, we have all of our vendors locked up, but we do have, we're taking sort of backup vendors in case, folks change, they move. Most of our folks, this will be, only have 2 of them that had prior experience with a brick and mortar establishment. Some of the other ones were more, had food trucks and did catering, some of that. So, but yes, they all have their leases, they're all locked in. We've been working with them, through the process as we're building out the facility.
And who's going to manage the alcohol?
So that will actually be our team. We have a general manager that we're going to hire. We also have a consultant, push-pull consultants, but we will hire a general manager to manage the whole facility, and then we'll have a manager for
They'll
that.
be certified to
Yes,
handle
sir.
alcohol? Okay, I'm sorry, I cut you.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're requesting live entertainment. What type of live entertainment?
So we were thinking of maybe some, maybe singing, small bands, maybe some sort of poetry type thing, something small, really to kind of generate the atmosphere of community in the space. And currently now we're working with some local artists to even do mural paintings and things of that nature. And so, the live entertainment is really, that type of thing. Nothing, not like a concert type thing, but more maybe somebody playing some background music, a local band or something
Do you
while
feel,
folks are there.
do you feel you need security, or you're not looking at that yet?
Yes, we've been looking into security. As I said earlier, we are working with the university, because we're right adjacent to Coppin State University, working on the MOU with them, because we believe their students will be using the facility, not necessarily alcohol, but buying food. And so we're working with the MOU with them to have some of their police presence, but we do think we will bring some security on, maybe for the evening hours when you're thinking about, sometimes late in the evening if you're gonna have alcohol and serving, and then just kind of some of the elements that, are around our city, unfortunately.
If you
good,
do,
Mr.
if you
Chairman.
do arrive at an MOU, it would be helpful to file that with us, so we have a copy
Sure.
as well.
Okay.
Apparently, our records don't contain the verification of the investment, so we're not going to be able to issue a license until we get that, so you're going to have to get it to us.
Gratification of that, okay.
Okay. Commissioners have any other questions?
I'm good.
No questions.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Anything else, Mr. Dickens?
No, sir.
All right, on the basis of the materials contained in the application, the testimony received this morning, the evidence before the board, and the evidence that we are anticipating will come, I vote to approve this application for a new marketplace beer, wine, and liquor license with live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premises catering. Commissioners?
Yes, based on the materials and testimony provided today, I also vote to approve the application for a new marketplace beer, wine, and liquor license, and also request for live entertainment, outdoor table service, and off-premise catering.
Based on the application materials, the testimony given today, I too vote to approve this new marketplace, application for a new marketplace beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Atman's Deli, Harbor Point. Atman's Deli, Harbor Point, 1405 Point Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. An application for a new Class B, beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under Article 12-1604, small c, number 2, small I, requiring $700,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities, 65% in food sales, and seating capacity for a minimum of 150 people, requesting outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
For the record, Melvin J. Kudensky representing this application. In this particular, I have with me Mr. Neil Parrish, one of the applicants, and Jeffrey Myers, who is the manager. Unfortunately, Dr. Atman had to go in the hospital last day or so. He had some problems with his blood pressure, but Mr. Myers is going to be the general manager. He's going to operate the establishment. This used to be the place where it was Vita's Taco was there, had a license years ago, and it's going out. I have copies for your record of the capital investment. In this case, got it from Mr. Melnick. It was hot off the press here. It indicates that the package would be $1,395,000, so you're over that.
Did you actually get the turkeys to everyone after Thanksgiving?
No, I think he did, but somebody took them. The legs, at least. Along with that,
This will be received.
submit a copy that, the menu, the other admins is going to still be on Lombard Street. It's going to be a new location, and this, and they're updating their menus, and, I guess probably should have brought corned beef sandwiches today. And as I mentioned to Jeff, I'm old enough to remember when you could get a 25-cent sandwich or a 40-center. I think the sign is still there. But here you can get the gesund, or the fresser, or the mocker. The mocker is a pound of corned beef. So
You and I cannot eat that anymore, Mr. Kudensky. Maybe a young guy.
That's debatable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
and they'll have delivery outdoor table service. All the people that would be doing alcohol would be alcohol certified. Well, I already got them, we sent them in. And other than that, that'll be, I think, a fine addition to to that particular area. As I say, it was replacing the restaurant when there was known as Vita's Taco.
And what will the hours be here?
Well, the hours would be for the operation as indicated, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Of course, they might extend on the weekends, as indicated on the menu.
Okay, oh, I see, all right. Okay, commissioners have any questions?
No question.
One second, I want to make sure my sandwich that I like is still on the, yeah, no question.
Which one is that?
Just a regular corned beef.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Clancy, on the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, the evidence submitted, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and the request for outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials, proffer made by council and exhibits entered today, I also vote to approve this application for a new beer, Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table services, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
Mike Joseph for the record, Board of Civic 1, Capital Investment, Board of Civic 2, Menu.
How many places are still on that Lombard Street strip where?
Well, Lenny's is a
Oh, where's this-
commissary.
They're on Reisterstown Road
Yeah,
now.
where the Lenny's.
We're off the
the only
record.
thing-
Yes, that's
The only
okay.
thing there is a
We're
Chinese.
off the record, let the report. Sure.
Well, it's
Case was called.
That's okay, you can,
The decision was made already. Yeah. Go on.
so it's just two.
There's Atman's, there's a Chinese restaurant, a little store, and a grocery store and a barber shop. That's it.
Yeah, well, things change, don't
The
they?
green space.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The Black Cat. The Black Cat, 100 East 23rd Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. An application for a new Class B, beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license under Article 12-1603, small c, number 1, II, requiring $200,000 in capital investment in restaurant fixtures and facilities and seating capacity for a minimum of 75, requesting outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
Morning.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Commissioner. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the Salassi family who are here today. I'd be happy to proffer, based on the exhibits you've received, the
Yeah.
budget. We do have the owner of the building here to discuss any questions
Why don't we-
about the executive
Would you folks
summary.
raise your right hands, please, in case you're in testimony?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, so if you do speak, please state your name first and then tell us. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Fogarty.
Thank you. I'll begin sort of a proffer here. Let me talk about the building first. It's the James E. Hooper House, constructed in 1886. It was a 30-bedroom mansion for a millionaire who put wax on sails at Hooper Mills. It is now, after undergoing a very extensive renovation, going to be hopefully home for 19 local businesses. And in that regard, the space that's been applied for licensing has seen somewhere between $450,000 and $700,000 in total investment. As far as fixtures and furnishings and restaurant equipment, we're looking at $448,000 there with the build-out. Now to talk about the Salassi family. Angola Salassi has run the Greenhouse Juice Bar for 11 years at 2431 St. Paul Street, just 2 blocks from this historic building. And I may have submitted some menu items from his current business, the Greenhouse Juice Bar. They'd like to expand the menu, and the applicants, Mrs. Saldito Salassi and Mr. Masiyahu Ben Salassi will also be involved. They'll be involved in the business on a day-to-day basis as well. It's got a courtyard, interior courtyard, beautiful space that they hope to open up for community meetings. I hope that you received some letters of support from various organizations. They're excited to be neighbors in the community, and I believe there's a tremendous amount of public need and desire in this one.
And what are the hours going to be?
The hours, I believe, is yes, 7 a.m. to 1 a.m.
And who's going to manage the alcohol?
The alcohol will be managed by the 3 people standing in front of me. They'll be certified, and they'll make sure that their staff is also trained in alcohol management techniques.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
Okay. Thank you. We've got in this package, the investment, the menu, a number of letters of support as well. And let's see what else we've got here. I think that's primarily it. I see Mr. Kelly Cross's name in here. Bill Goucher. And he's also in support of this as well. He's a frequent flyer here.
Indeed.
Okay, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the evidence that's been submitted, the proffer from council, and any testimony received, I vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the material and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license and the request for outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials, proffer made by council and the exhibits entered today, I also vote to approve this application for a new Class B beer, wine, and liquor restaurant license with outdoor table services, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
I call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, capital investment. 2, menu. 3, 9 letter of support from community.
Thank you. Good luck to you folks.
Good luck.
Thank you very much, Your Honor, Commissioners.
Roos, Baltimore. Roos, Baltimore, 2460 Terrapin Way, Unit LUE 5B, Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor license.
Thank you.
Commissioners, this is an amended application to transfer ownership and location of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license presently located at 101 West Cromwell Street to 2460 Terrapin Way, requesting live entertainment and outdoor table service. Mr. Chairman.
Good morning.
Good morning. Drew Tilden of Rosenberg Martin Greenberg here on behalf of the applicants. I am joined today by Christopher O. Allen and Shania Harrell Carter, and with your permission, I'd like to proffer testimony.
You may, but let's swear them anyway. Would you raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right, Ms. Tilden, tell us about this.
All right, so as the board knows, this is an application to transfer the location and the ownership of the Class BD7 license that is currently held by South Point of Port Covington, licensee LLC, for use at 101 West Cromwell Street, to Method Terrapin Manager LLC for use at 2460 Terrapin Way, Unit LUE 5B. Ms. Harrell Carter is actually currently an individual licensee on the license, so we are looking to add Mr. Allen as an additional individual licensee.
And she was approved previously for this license, right? Okay.
Correct. So just as some background, the license most recently operated as South Point, which was a waterfront bar and event space also in the Port Covington neighborhood. That venue operated in 2018 and 2019, but did not reopen after the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. The proposed licensed premises is also in Port Covington. It's just 5 minutes away from the former South Point location. The applicant proposes to operate the license as Roost Baltimore, which is going to be a combination of an extended stay hotel and also a rental establishment, so a multifamily dwelling. the brand aims to provide sort of the perks of a boutique hotel to short and long-term renters. So they opened in July of 2023, and this is one of several Roost locations. Others are in Detroit, Cleveland, and Tampa Bay, and there's also a forthcoming Charleston location. So the hybrid hotel apartment building is also going to include ground floor retail space. That will be a coffee shop / provisions shop that is going to feature Baltimore City offerings. And then the third floor of the hotel will have sort of resident guest amenity space. So that's going to include a lounge, and it also will include a pool and pool deck area. So the applicant proposes to serve the alcoholic beverages as well as shared plates and platters on the third floor throughout that amenity space. Alcoholic beverages will be available from approximately 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's subject to change, of course, within the rules and regulations of the BD7 license and the permissible hours of operations. As we know, the applicant is also applying for live entertainment and outdoor table service. They will occasionally offer live music and DJs in the third floor lounge area. They've adopted a standard operating procedure, which is intended to ensure compliance with all Maryland state laws. The document specifically requires that all staff members handling alcoholic beverages are TIPS certified, and then both of the individual licensee applicants will also attend responsible alcohol service training. Ms. Shanier Harrell Carter is, as I said, a current licensee and a Baltimore City resident. Mr. Allen is also a Baltimore City resident, and he serves as Roost's Director of Operations, so he's going to oversee all day-to-day operations of the license. Both of the individual licensees are familiar with the
You in
rules.
this picture?
I am not in that. I didn't make the cut for that.
Next time.
I know.
So both of the individual licensee applicants are familiar with the rules and regulations of the Baltimore City Liquor Board, and they agree to abide by them. This is the only residence of its kind in Baltimore City, and the operation is going to provide a unique amenity to both Baltimore City residents, and then on top of that, visitors to the city and tourists. There is a public need and desire for the license, and that's further evidenced by the support from elected officials, including Governor Wes Moore. We have a press release in your packet, as you see.
I see Senator Cardin here as well.
Yes, absolutely. There are presently only 2 dine-in restaurants in the Baltimore Peninsula. That's Nick's Fish House and Rye Street Tavern, which is soon to reopen. Additionally, the current licensed premises is located just 5 minutes away. It's in the Baltimore Peninsula as well. So the proposed transfer is not going to impact existing licensees. As noted above, it's the first hybrid apartment building and long-term stay hotel in the area, so there's not really a risk of commonality of operations. And the requested transfer will facilitate the establishment of a new and unique amenity in Baltimore. So the addition of alcoholic beverages is integral to the proposed use and creating the sense of a boutique hotel. So it's not going to in any way impact the general health, safety, and welfare of the community. In fact, it's going to serve as an improvement. So for the reasons discussed, we respectfully request that the board approve the application to transfer ownership and location of the license.
What's the balance between residences and hotel space?
Yeah, so would you mind sharing?
Absolutely, great question. So we have about 40 apartment units, and then we have 81 hotel rooms. So our apartment units are on the top 2 floors of our hotel. So all the hotel guests are on floors 1 through 6, and then you have apartment residents on floors 7 and 8.
I'm curious, I live in a similar, I live at the Colonnade, which has a restaurant and a hotel, and then residences above that.
Oh, wow, I
So,
wasn't aware of that.
I was just curious. But ours is primarily residences.
Yeah, I actually didn't know they had hotel rooms there.
Oh, yeah. Johns Hopkins uses it a lot.
Yeah.
for things. Okay. Questions?
No questions?
No questions.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ms. Tilden. On the basis then of the materials contained in the amended application packet, the proffer from council, and the materials that have been submitted and received in evidence this morning, I vote to approve this amended application to transfer ownership and location of this Class BD7 beer, wine, liquor license presently located at 101 West Cromwell Street to 2460 Terrapin Way, Unit LU E5B, with live entertainment and outdoor table service. Commissioners?
Yes, based on the materials and proffered from the attorney, I also vote to approve the amended application to transfer ownership and location of a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license presently located at 101 West Cromwell Street to 2460 Terrapin Way, Unit LUE5B, and the request for live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Based on application materials properly made by council exhibits that were entered today also, I too vote to approve this amended application to transfer ownership and location of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license located at 101 West Cromwell Street to the 2460 Terrapin Way. Also approve the request for live entertainment and outdoor table service.
Ms. Russell?
Like all exhibits for the record, Board Exhibit 1, business plan.
Thank you. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Good luck. You have a good holiday.
Thank you as well.
Be more Arepas. Arepas? Be more Arepas.
Good morning.
1616 Thames Street, Class D beer and wine license, an application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting off-premises catering. Mr. Chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Fogelman.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of Mr. Dams. Like to begin with a proffer.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. The Dams family has been running the Arepa food operations, sandwich operations, both at the Baltimore Farmers Market and at the Fells Point Farmers Market for years. They're well-liked, they're very food-centric. Arepas, as you probably know, are Colombian and Venezuelan tradition for many years. You go to New York, you go to Miami, there's Arepa restaurants, Arepareas, and this will be the first Arepa restaurant, brick and mortar restaurant in the city of Baltimore in history. They're delicious. They're made with a yellow cornmeal, forms the bread, and then you put your fillings in there. Wonderful to-go food and sit-down food. As you probably also know, this is a beer and wine license only. And with that, we met with the Fells Point Residents Association last week. We submitted the very same MOU that was signed by the last license holder there, or the last license holder there. We did make one change, which caused for a last-minute signature issue. But this morning, I did receive from Fells Point Residents Association President Kate Sims the signed MOU on their part. The landlord, Mr. Burkert, is in Monterey, California today. And what the addition was that there are events. The Soundgarden will be hosting occasional music events in the parking lot. Events will be finished by 10 p.m. and the owner will provide advance notice to FIPRA prior to any event. So we have this MOU. It's been executed by the community. I spoke with Ms. Sims on the way over here in that we're going to get the landlord's signature and the applicant's signature and then forward you a fully executed copy over the next.
Is your client willing to have it made part of the license?
Absolutely.
We'll get you in a second. Okay.
But yeah, so as I say, very food-centric, another tremendous amount of public support for this because they're so well-known with the foodies and the farmers market customers. We're excited. I think Fells Point will be excited. It's a really neat addition to the neighborhood. I thank you.
Okay, would both of you raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
So, ma'am, will you step up to the microphone so I can hear you? And tell us your name, please.
Good morning. My name is Sasha Susan Wallhandler. I am a resident of Fells Point. I don't know if this is the proper forum, so I beg the court's indulgence. My home abuts 835 South Bond Street. It abuts the open-air parking lot. I very much applaud the arrival of the Be More Arepas. I tasted your product, and it's excellent, and the culinary establishment will be welcomed. What I'm concerned about, and I've spoken to the Fells Point Association, is the MOU. Last summer, and I submitted 17 signatures of houses that, if you view it as a triangle, the two parts being houses up Bond Street and houses on Shakespeare Street that abut the open-air parking lot. And the Soundgarden has, since the, and I've lived there 22 years now, The Soundgarden, for 20 of those years, never had any outdoor events. They've been using the parking lot, and since the pandemic, that parking lot has kind of become, at different times, many times during the summer, a place for very loud amplified music, not acoustic music, amplified. So whatever Be More Arepas does, and I applaud you coming in there, I would assume whatever they do in their four walls, that's fine with me. And in their parklet that faces Thames Street, which is also a commercial area. However, the parking lot, when they have these events there, it makes it almost impossible for people whose backyards abut that area to have a weekend. I mean, you can't.
So has this been addressed in the MOU?
Well,
Yes, well, I mean, the MOU has been modified since the last tenant in order to specifically address the parking lot.
Have you seen that? ma'am?
Well, what I've heard is, and I just heard this, I was not able to attend the meeting last Wednesday since I was out of town. However, what I've heard is that it is going to be occasional live entertainment. I would like to know what the definition of occasional is.
So, yeah, may I?
Yes.
Yeah, so the sentence that was added, and this was literally added yesterday, with Ms. Sims and Mr. Burkert, who's in California. The Soundgarden will be hosting occasional music events in the parking lot. Events will be finished by 10, and the owner will provide advance notice to FIPRA. So, yeah, as a lawyer, we could all sit here and argue
Yeah,
occasional all day.
Exactly. That is why I'm here.
Right.
I think
Because
you need to have a good relationship with the association so that if they feel like he's violating this, you can bring that to us, because the
Well,
MOU will be
we've
part
had-
of his license.
last summer, I collected 17 signatures of all the homes, and I believe I sent it to the liquor board as well, to Mr. Archheimer, Hammer.
Alcom.
Because, I'm sorry.
Mr.
I'm not-
Alcommer.
Alcommer, forgive me if I'm not saying the correct pronunciation. I didn't have time to collect signatures this time. It is concerning, because occasional, as in lawyer speak, can be every single weekend. And every single weekend, I think that people whose backyards abut this shouldn't be disturbed until 10 o'clock at night by
I don't think we would
amplified.
interpret occasional as every weekend, but if...
Well, they
if the-
had
if-
last summer, forgive me for
No,
interrupting.
No, but now they're going to enter into this. It's going to be part of their license. They have to abide by that MOU. If the association thinks they're violating it, they can bring it to us and we can violate. Then we'll send inspectors to see what's going on.
Is occasional considered every weekend?
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Not in my view, but
Right.
we don't have that issue in front of us yet. So we have to address it when it comes.
Yeah, and I will make sure that the landlord continues to engage with FIPRA and also provide contact information to you, ma'am, from the dam, so that you can contact them or Mr. Burkert, on cell phone if there's ever any trouble, any further trouble.
There has been frequent trouble last summer and
Well,
the
let's
summer
hope.
before.
Let's hope we won't have that going forward. Okay. All right.
Can it be noted then that this has been an official complaint and that,
You're on the record.
okay,
Yes.
great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Anything further?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Based on the materials contained in the application, the proffer from counsel, and any testimony received, as well as the memorandum of understanding which will be submitted between the applicant and the Fells Point Residents Association, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class D beer and light wine license with continued live entertainment, outdoor table service, off-premises catering, subject to the terms of the MOU to the extent they're enforceable by law.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve with the MOU as part of the license, the application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, and also the request for off-premise catering.
After reviewing the application materials, exhibits, proffer made by counsel, testimony given, as well as the MOU to be incorporated into the license, I too vote to approve this application, transfer ownership of this Class D beer and light wine license with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service, requesting off-premises catering.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Ms. Ms. Sasha, can we have your name for the record, your last name, spell it? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Christie's, West Baltimore Street. Come forward, please. Christie's, 3102 West Baltimore Street, Class A beer, wine, and liquor license, an application to transfer ownership. Please come forward.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of Mr. Omard.
Mr. Omar, do you want to raise your right hand, please?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Go ahead,
you.
Mr. Fogelman.
Yeah, 3102 West Baltimore Street. It's been around as a Class A license for a long time. Mr. Omard wants to get into the business. Said, what's your background? Security. I said, okay, let's give this a go. Mr. Omard has been studying the business. He's been a bailiff with the state of Maryland, with the District Court of Maryland. He's served in some other security roles, security company. He understands the rules and regulations. He understands compliance, underage drinking, and alcohol management, which he will be certified, as well as his cashiers. He, to me, and his demeanor and his plan is to run a compliant business.
It hasn't, they haven't had a violation in 13 years,
Right.
so it's been pretty good recently. Can you keep it that way?
Yes, sir.
Commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
Thank you. Based on the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, any testimony received, vote to approve this application for transfer of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of an A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on application materials, proffer made by council, any testimony given today, also vote to approve this transfer of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
Oh, exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck, Mr. Omar.
Park Bench Pub. Park Bench Pub, 1747-49 Belt Street, Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor license, an application to transfer ownership. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Fogelman again.
Yes.
Is this Mr. Hoke with you?
It is
Would
indeed.
you raise your right hand, please, sir?
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right, proffer for us?
Yes, I do, thank you. This is 1747 Belt Street. It's been in operation since about Prohibition. There was a applicant in there. There was somebody wanted to buy the bar that was that had caused some neighborhood disturbances, and that sale was aborted. Mr. Makarovich, the Makarovich family has been involved in real estate and South Baltimore for years. They own the building. Tyler Hoke is part of the Makarovich family. They are going to restore this bar to a quiet community pub, quiet community tavern with a small kitchen. The family, the Makarovich family, has reached out to the community to explain that they're receptive to any kind of complaints. In all reality, the family would like to place it with a well-known and respected tenant who has significant alcohol experience in the past in South Baltimore. And for now, Mr. Hoke is effectively going to be a caretaker for the bar and the license, meaning that the bar may not be open every day. The bar may not be open late. We have to do certain minimum things to keep the license active, keep the business up, and keep everything running and operable. Mr. Hoke does have experience. He's 26, and he's been in the hospitality business for 6 of the 8 years of his career so far. So he has been alcohol trained in the past. He'll be alcohol certified as well. At this point, it may be him and one other employee until we decide or the landlord decides whether or not that this tenant is full go.
This place does not have any violation history, so it should be. Is this your bailiwick?
Used to be.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah, when I was a kid, yeah.
And
Going way back.
there's, let's just say there's an elected official a block away. It's a corner that it has been a harmonious part of the neighborhood and strives to continue to be that way.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
Where were you before, Tyler?
Cooper's Tavern.
Okay.
Yeah, and Schlante, on Thames Street, not far from my office, which is interesting because Thames Street gets a really diverse mix of customers. You get 20s, you get 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And so there definitely is a need to card over there as opposed to some places where, you wouldn't expect any underage patrons. But Fells Point is definitely a place that you do, and therefore, I think that gives him some great experience.
Okay.
Thank you.
No other questions?
I'm good.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, and any testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of a BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on the application materials, proffer made by council, and any testimony given today, also vote to approve the transfer of ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck, Mr.
Thank
Ho.
you.
You want to take this one too, since you have all this whole time?
Yeah, I got one.
Take a break.
Crossbar, 1H East Cross Street, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, an application to transfer ownership, Mr. Chairman.
You've been patient, Mister.
Thank you for recognizing that, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. For the record, David F. Mr. Winter and Bartlett LLC, representing the applicant, Ryan Bailey, the board's right to my left.
You gonna have him testify?
I'm going to proffer,
Go
but
ahead.
we can swear him to. This is a pretty simple matter. It's a change of majority ownership. It's the existing premises, the existing business, the existing licensee. This is actually a product of a divorce. And Mr. Kadensky and I belatedly worked out the details to finally get the license transferred, something that the divorce lawyers kind of overlooked, it seemed. So this goes from ex-wife to husband and ownership. The new 100% owner, Leho Poldmay, is a very experienced alcoholic beverage licensee. I've represented him throughout the state. He has a number of different locations that he has owned through the years, including some of the Green Turtle locations and something called Neo Pizza. And so he will be involved, although Mr. Bailey is there on a daily basis. I think there have been no violations whatsoever there, and I hope the board will see fit to agree to
I
this.
think the last
transfer.
violation was in 13, was 10 years ago. I don't know whether they had it then or not. So I have a question. In our materials, Mr. Page, maybe you can help me. It says here that if it's approved, the applicant must submit an updated use permit.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman, because it's a change, technically a change in, it's a restructuring, but a change of ownership
Yeah,
according to zoning.
There was also a change of ownership of the real estate. I
Right.
think that's what triggering that, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Poldmay has created an entity that purchased the real estate also, and we're working on that. So we understand that that'll be a prerequisite to the issuance of the license.
If we approve this, we won't be witnesses in any post-divorce matters, will we?
I hope not.
All right. Commissioners have questions?
Yeah, just one, Mr. Chair. Is that MOU with not just the South Baltimore Association, but also Federal Hill, both of them with the MOU?
Do you know, Ryan? It's a pre-existing MOU. I think it goes back to the previous ownership, previous management,
With South
which we
Baltimore?
inherited, yes.
Yeah, 'cause I seen Federal Hill, I was just wondering if it was both parties, both associations. Okay, I'm good.
All right, thank you. Okay, on the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, any testimony received, I vote to approve this application, transfer ownership of a BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
With the MOU?
Well, the MOU goes with it, right? You said it's already on the license?
Oh, okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Based on the materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership It's BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on application materials, proffer made by council, also vote to approve this transfer of ownership of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
And this is all contingent on the submission of the updated use permit.
We understand.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you, good luck.
Mr. Chairman, just for clarity, the MOU is made part of the board's decision today,
Well, I thought it was already on this license.
and it stays,
That's, my understanding is that it's
in
transferring
effect-
with the license, is that correct?
That's my understanding.
okay.
If there's any question about that, we'll communicate with, obviously, administration and get it straightened out.
All right,
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
You too. Good luck.
next.
Lara Tavola, 246-48 Albemarle Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. An application to transfer ownership requesting outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Mr. Chairman.
For the record, Melvin J. Kanansky, 320 North Charles Street, representing the applicants. This is a transfer, Mr. Garrett's co-counsel in the case here. This is a transfer of an existing
Right. Can we have them raise their right hands, please?
You swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and statements that you make be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. And didn't I just read an article about the chef is returning to Italy and another chef is coming to take this over? Are you the one going back to Italy? No, okay.
This one, the gentleman here, he has the experience in there. He's operated, helped in Hamden over a couple of places there. They've been there the last 2 or 3 months. Won't be any change. Everybody be alcohol certified. This is Mr. Luca here, Mr. David. The persons who are, they're familiar with the rules and regulations, Liquor Board, and they've been fingerprinted and so forth. And it may be some note, but it probably isn't, because, you know, Luca Telli, who is putting something, he's in Sicily now, he's supposedly watching us here, for whatever that means, but I know. I
We're
guess-
streaming live to Sicily?
He said they'll probably give me a gift certificate somewhere, probably, you know, at Cala Chupetta somewhere in Sicily. Other than that, the places there, you know, the corporation before I thought was a nice one, the Bada Bing, Bada Boom, that was there for a while, so this will be a change. They met with the people in Little Italy, they went to the association, so I think we're okay with this one.
Okay, and I read the menu's not going to change a great deal. Is that,
No, not really. At least 85 to 90%
you
of that.
promised it was going to taste like my grandmother's kitchen? Is that what you said?
Probably better, but your grandmother will be mad at me for saying
Well, she's been long gone, but I remember the taste.
that. You love it.
Okay, commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No question.
All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, and testimony received, I vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with outdoor table service, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the application to transfer ownership of B beer, wine, and liquor license and the request for outdoor table service, off-premise catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Based on the application materials, proffer made by council, and any testimony given today, I also vote to approve this application to transfer ownership of this Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with outdoor table services, off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
I thank you. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Thank you, grazie, buona tarde.
Prego.
1203 West Mount Royal Avenue. Are they present? Mount Royal.
Good morning.
1203 West Mount Royal Avenue, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license, an application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment, outdoor table service, requesting off-premises catering, and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Mr. Chairman.
Fogelman again.
Yes, thank you very much, Your Honor, Commissioners. I need to request a postponement in this matter. Mr. Thapa, the applicant, left for Nepal on a family health emergency 6 weeks ago. Unfortunately, he is not able to return for today's hearing. We believe that we'd ask you to put it in.
Will you advise us when he's available then?
I will. I think that's probably the best thing to do here, because I don't think either of us expected it to go this long.
Commissioners don't object. I continue this case until we get further notice.
Don't object.
No objection.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Commissioner.
1801 East Lombard Street. Bar Lombardi, 1801 East Lombard Street. This is a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license. Request to add outdoor table service. Mr. Chairman.
For the record, Melvin J. Kaninsky, representing the applicant and licensee, who's been a licensee here for some time. The outdoor table service was approved by the council, and for whatever reason, when they were doing the applications, they didn't add it to the liquor license, so that's what they're here for. I'm going to give you copies of the resolution. It was done some time ago. That would be
Thank you.
today. I don't know, when anybody here is old enough to remember when I used to be Dabrowski's Tavern years and years ago. The man that owned it was the best man at my father's wedding. Not that that means anything at this point, because they're all gone.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, I got lost here.
And we're just
So-
adding the outdoor table service to the license.
Just adding this. Any questions, Commissioners?
No questions.
No questions.
Okay, thank you. On the basis then of the materials contained in this request, the proffer from council and the city council resolution, which has been presented and accepted in evidence, I vote to approve the request to add outdoor table service to this BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials and proffer from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request to add outdoor table service for BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on the application materials, proffer made by council, and the exhibit entered the resolution by the city council. This is
It's
by
actually
the
from the
board of
zoning
the
board.
zoning,
Yeah.
municipal and zoning
Yeah,
appeals.
I
board.
misspoke. It's a
Yeah.
zoning.
That's fine. I too vote to approve this request to add outdoor table services to this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
All right, call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, zoning resolution.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, we're going to move into the 180-day hardship request. I'm going to call case number 12. This is what was presented to staff, Mr. Chairman. Goodfellas Lounge, 4919 Bel Air Road, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. Request for hardship extension under Article 12-2202. Mr. Chairman, staff just received communications in reference to this request from the state senator representing the 45th district by way of an email. I don't have a hard copy. If you like, I can give it. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Well, let's say, your name, sir, please.
Jeremy Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Freeman, would you raise your right hand, please?
Do you swear or affirm unintentionally perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
So, Mr. Freeman, based on the document in front of me, it looks as though the person who holds this license, Mr. Losu,
Yes.
has appointed you as his representative for purposes of this hearing.
Yes.
Have you seen this letter from the state senator?
No.
So he's filed with us a letter in opposition to the reopening of this location, which I guess is not imminent, is it?
Mr. Chairman, we have received an updated letter dated for today.
So where are we now?
If you will allow me.
Okay, go ahead.
Sure, I will not read the entire letter, but I will paraphrase. With this behavior is unacceptable, while this behavior is unacceptable and disrupts the quality of life, I hope that the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City can find common ground between the neighborhood and business establishment prior to granting the license. This is dated today, December the 14th, 2023, and just received 23 minutes ago, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, but we're not granting a license today, right? We're dealing with whether or not there's an extension to allow that to occur?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Freeman, what's your interest in this? Are you just friends with the owner, or do you have some other?
I'm actually buying the building.
Okay. So you would be the landlord for it?
Correct.
Okay. But that hasn't occurred yet?
No, we go to settlement the 16th of next month.
Okay. And what else is holding all this up? Do you know?
Well, that was the problem. It was so much going on with the building, so that's why the license went up on the shelf through Uzo. So I was just said I'm gonna buy the building, and then me and him can deal with each other
Okay.
together.
Well, and when you communicate with him, would you tell him that we've been asked to have him deal with the community about this before he submits for reopening, and so
Yes.
that he can try to work out any difficulties they have, and if he needs our assistance, he can contact Mr. Ockheimer, and we'll try to work with him to see if we can get that done?
Okay.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No question.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis then of the letter request of June 30 from Mr. Nwosu, and the proffer from his representative, Mr. Freeman, is the date, I would vote to grant a 180-day hardship extension for this license.
Yes, based on materials and letter from the licensee, I also vote to approve the request for hardship extension for 180 days.
Based on the June 30th letter and testimony given today, I also vote to approve this hardship extension for 180 days.
Ms. Russell?
I'd like to call exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, letter of opposition from Senator Corey McCray dated August 24th, 23. Board Exhibit number 2, email in opposition dated December 5th, 2023.
Okay. So you'll explain to him, he's got political issues to resolve.
Yes, can I get a copy of that so I can give it to him?
Sure, Ms. Russell will be able to give him one moment.
We'll make it available.
Thank you.
The one that I have. The Diz, 300 West 30th Street, Class BD7, beer, wine, and liquor license. Request for a hardship extension under Article 12-2202. Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Fogelman?
Good morning. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the licensee. As I mentioned, my letter of November 22nd, the bar, formerly known as the Diz, closed on or about May 31st. There was some minimal alcoholic beverage activity since that time. The seller entered into a contract with the buyer out of an abundance of caution and to ameliorate the concerns of the buyer. We filed this request. I've learned since this request was filed that a transfer application has been subsequently filed by Mr. Hurdle's client. So I
So
would just.
is there a new buyer for the place?
There is, and that was one of the reasons that the genesis, because to be honest, I said, I don't think you need to file this. I mean, if you're doing the minimal alcohol activity and you're paying your sales tax, you don't need to, but it just made everybody happier. And so they have a deal and we have a transfer application.
Okay, well, I hope something good comes of it this time.
Yes, me too.
Commissioners have any questions?
No question.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis then of Mr. Fogelman's letter to the board of November 22, and his proffer this morning, I vote to approve a 180-day hardship extension for this Class BG7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on the materials and letter from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for hardship extension of a BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license for 180 days.
Based on Mr. Fogelman's letter from November 22nd and the proffer made by council today, I also vote to approve this hardship extension of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license for 180 days.
Thank
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great holiday.
You too.
You have a good holiday.
Thank you. It turns out Mr. Bauer is indeed watching from Sicily. He spent his 90 days and they're kicking him out, so we'll have him back next month.
Good. Hope he's wearing
Cheers.
pants.
I hope you hear that,
Long
Lou.
pants.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Eddie's of Mount Vernon, 7 West Eager Street, Class A, beer, wine, and liquor license. A request for a hardship extension under Article 12-2202. Mr. Chairman.
For the record, Melvin J. Ganeski, 320 North Charles Street. I'm asking for an extension here. I have Mr. Zorn with me. You might or may not, where Eddie's up on off of Charles Street there. They closed as of June 30th, 2023. They're in the process of trying to get a new tenant, a new licensee available, but in the meantime, in the abundance of caution, asking for 180-day extension.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No question.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of Mr. Kaneski's letter of November 29 to the board with the request and his proffer this morning, I vote to approve 180-day hardship extension for this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials and letter from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for hardship extension of a beer, wine, and liquor license for 180 days.
Based on council's November 29, 2023 letter, properly made by council, I also vote to approve this hardship extension of this Class A beer, wine, and liquor license.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thanks. Good
All
luck.
right, thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, we're going to move into the 90-day transfer hardship request,
Yes.
not to exceed 270 days. Broadway Hot Pot, 709 South Broadway, Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, a request for a transfer hardship extension under Article 12-1705, small b. Mr. Chairman?
Counsel?
Good morning, Your Honor, Commissioners. For the record, Craig Schwartz and Greenbaum. On behalf of the applicants with me today is Jiwan Liu and Yining Wang, two of the applicants.
Morning.
I did explain to them that you always save the best for last.
We do. And sometimes it takes a lot longer than this, I'm afraid.
This is application for hardship extension under 12-1705B. This transfer was approved at a hearing on May 18th, and the applicants are doing a major renovation of the space. This happens to be a historic building, so it's taken a number of revisions for the permitting process of the architectural and construction drawings, which were finally approved. The permit was issued in October, and they moved forward with the renovations. They're at the point now where they've completed their rough-in, and they expect the rough-in inspection this week, maybe even today or tomorrow. They've spent $300,000 to date and have another $150,000 to spend, and they expect to be able to be completed if this board would grant the extension by the extended deadline.
Okay, good luck with that. But anyway, Commissioners have any questions?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis of Mr. Schwartz's letter to the Board of November 2, 2023, and his proffer this morning, I vote to approve a 90-day transfer hardship extension for this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Yes, based on materials and letter from the attorney, I also vote to approve the request for transfer hardship extension of 90 days of the BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license.
Based on council's November 2nd, 2023 letter and proffer made today, I too vote to approve this request for a transfer hardship extension of this Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license for 90 days.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
All right, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
You too.
Have a nice holiday.
Does that conclude our docket, Mr. Page?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. The board is in recess until Thursday, January the 11th, 2024, 10:30 a.m. We are adjourned.
All right, thank you, everyone, and happy holidays, everyone. Be safe, and we'll see you next year.